Welcome to another exciting edition of the P&B Sports Show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday, and today promises to be a packed one. Liverpool trouble continues as an Slot suffer 3 consecutive defeats. Fans are beginning to ask, can Slot really turn things around at Anfield? Meanwhile, over at Old Trafford, Ruben Amorim earns a crucial win to buy himself more time at the Elms, easing the pressure at least for now. Joining me to break it all down are our Lagos-based football minds, Walter Odige and Wisdom Chimoba, as we dig deep into the weekend's biggest talking point across Europe and beyond. Just grab your teacup because P&B Sport. Welcome back. It's the P&B Sport right here in Abuja, and I'm being joined virtually by Wisdom Chimoba. Also, they usually call him the principal team, but I like calling him the principalities of sports. And also, we'll have Walter Odige also, all the way from Lagos. Wisdom, how are you and how is Lagos this morning? Are you there, Wisdom? Do you also have water on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What about
Yes,
Walter?
I am.
Walter, are you there? Okay. Okay. I think I don't know. Walter, are you there? Okay, let's start. Let's dive into the conversation. Probably Walter will join us along the line. Wisdom, the weekend is very good for you. Of course, I know you had a nice time because it's not easy. It's not easy having heartbreak. You being a Nigerian, also a Man U fan, honestly, it is a lot. It's a lot because Nigeria will do its own, Man U also do its own. It's a lot, honestly. So I just want to. I'm happy. Even on Sunday, I thank God. I did Thanksgiving for all my U fans because it's been a while. You guys win 2-0 concede. It's been a while. You get. But let's start with what really struck me is Liverpool winning 3 consecutive games. The first was on against Crystal Palace. You remember that is 2 weeks ago. Then the second was against Galatasaray at the Champions League. The third against Chelsea. Do you think, as many will say, that Arne Slot is a fraud? Do you think that statement is very correct and is fair?
No. That statement is wrong in every sense of it. It is very wrong. For Arne Slot, really. I mean, of course, we all know he's a good manager. We know he's a brilliant manager, and we saw what he did, in the Dutch league before eventually coming to the Premier League. And now that he's come to the Premier League, I mean, his first season winning the league with Liverpool, that is no fluke. I mean, the Champions League as well, they had a good run. But you see what is happening to Liverpool already this season. I mean, 3 consecutive losses. It is not new. Yeah, for me personally, first of all, I'll say I am not surprised because when you look at it, I mean, football is not predictable, and it is, let me just say in layman words, it is turn by turn. We knew that eventually Liverpool were going to have their hard times this season. I mean, everybody experience hard times in football. I mean, yesterday we saw Barca that scores goals like fun. Yesterday was a trouble for them. They were the one conceding goals yesterday. I mean, we saw what Sevilla did to Barca 4-1. Normally that would not be the case. So for Liverpool, first of all, the time I knew that they were going to have issues was when I noticed they were struggling to score goals. It all started that game against Atletico Madrid. Um, they won that one by 3 goals to 2. I saw the way they were conceding goals, and I was wondering to myself, now last season, what really made Liverpool a very difficult team to win or to beat was their defensive capability. Now we saw last season that Liverpool in their defense, they were a team that was very rigid and very, very solid. You understand? So as a result of that, it was difficult for teams to break. It was difficult for teams to find a way to penetrate and make anything happen, in that area. But now the case is different. Liverpool are conceding goals anyhow, and not just anyhow, but silly goals for that matter, goals that could be prevented. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, how people have made ridicule of Virgil van Dijk on social media, especially as well as Konate. It all started from Atletico Madrid. They conceded in that game. I saw the manner in which they conceded. I said, okay, now this is a problem for Liverpool. And then their next two games after that, which they won, they had to score late goals. 90 something minutes, and then they won those two games, and everybody was like, oh wow, and it's slot time. Liverpool like to score late goals to win games and all of those things. Like, everybody, all right. That's stuff of champions, right? But then, guess what? After that, the loss started happening. They lost the next game. They played 2-1. As if there wasn't enough. They came to it was after that they met Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Lost that one by 2-1. As if that wasn't enough. They met Galatasaray and lost again as well. And now coming to Chelsea, also losing. By the way, those two goals, for Galatasaray and Chelsea, all came, in that minute, the same time they've been scoring goals. That is just by the way. But then, at the time I knew they were going to really have issues was when I just saw that defense is not what it used to be. And in as much as they say goals in football win you games, your defense is as important as your attack, and that is what is killing Liverpool at this stage. So for Arne Slot, I think it's basic. I'm sure this international break, that is coming up, is probably going to sit back and look at this thing very well. That is the only thing he has to do. He needs to figure out a way to shore up that his back line, and then I think Liverpool can go on from there. But Arne Slot as well, I have to say, I'm not going to fully exempt him from I'm not going to fully exempt him from the blame, because he himself, I've seen him made some tactical errors in my opinion. First of all, you have Conor Bradley as the right back. There is Jeremy Frimpong, and at times he, instead of playing the natural right backs there, he opts in to put in Dominic Zoboslai at right back. And I was wondering, why would you put Dominic Zoboslai at right back when you've got Conor Bradley, you've got Jeremy Frimpong? I've seen him bench Mo Salah in some games this season, and I'm wondering why bench Mo Salah. What is the motive behind it? And those games have not really gone so smooth, and it begs a question of why is the manager doing that? I mean, if benching Salah and eventually Liverpool go on to win that game easily, everybody will say, oh, the manager is a genius. That is a bold move to make. You're a tactical genius, but of course it didn't go well. So no one is going to regard them as a genius. But for Liverpool, I'm sure their fans are probably worried, but I don't think you should be worried. The season is just starting. Everyone is bound to have hiccups. Lucky for them, Liverpool's hiccup, is just coming now, and on the slots, and Liverpool will definitely try to do something about it. But of course, Liverpool are definitely. They are the defending champions. They are contending for the title. They want to retain it. They want to win as much competitions as possible. So any Liverpool fan now currently being worried about Arne Slot, then I don't think the person should be watching football. The person should look for something to watch, because if you can lose faith in a manager within 3 games, then I don't think you are worthy to be the fan of any football club.
But they are not the first. If you okay, look at what happened to Eric Ten Hag in but is he what is it called in yes, look at what happened. 3 games is out.
Yes, for Bayer Leverkusen, it's a case of the board first of all not even being confident in the manager, which would make you wonder, why hire me in the first place if you are not confident in me. I mean, they sold off all their players. They sold off all their best players. Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz. Granit Xhaka had to go. We can go on and on. They sold as much as
that's the conversation. That's the conversation. That's the conversation for another day. I don't know if Walter is with us now. What are you there? What are you with us now? Okay, Walter, please, you have to be audible because I can't hear you clearly. But what I want to ask you now, Walter, is during the summer, Liverpool was able to purchase the services of Isak from Newcastle. But with these qualities, still they are still struggling with goals, just like as Wisdom rightly said. They are still struggling with goals till now. So what do you think and Slot can make out of this?
Okay, first off, I was speaking with a Liverpool fan over the weekend, and he was like, "We should sack Slot, that they should sack Slot." And I said something, and I will say it now. If Slot was responsible for the signings, if he was the one that identified the signings that Liverpool made this summer, I think I will share that sentiment. Yes, I know it's too early. I know he won the league last season, but I think I will share that sentiment of signing. But if he is not responsible for the signings Liverpool made this summer, I don't think he has any blame in it, to be honest with you, because I think Liverpool's summer business is scattergun. It was not precise. I didn't understand the sort of signing. They didn't sign according. They didn't sign according to what we call now to their squad. Look at Florian Wirtz, for example. For me, he's one of the best young creative midfielders in all of this. But does he play Liverpool's pattern? Does he play the way Liverpool wants to play? Liverpool plays at high tempo football. Liverpool wants to attack you, they want to run at you. Whereas Florian Wirtz on the other side is trying in a cool pace, a slow pace football system where you can have time to think and execute plan. So I don't think it's a sign that it might come up well later on. It might be good later on. It might adapt later on. But from the first, this is 9 games now without a goal or an assist for a player you purchased 140 million euros. Now that's not acceptable. I don't want to hear signs out here, but that is not a good signing at all on any ground. Now let's look at the striker position. Liverpool signed Ugo Ekitike for 80 million euros. Now you signed Ugo Ekitike as your first choice striker. Then what was the need of purchasing or pursuing Isak all the summer to pay another 150 million euros for Isak? So I don't understand. They spent 230 million euros just to purchase two strikers when in the end only one of the two strikers gets to start. That is a questionable deal also. Now let's go to Jeremy Frimpong. Don't think you're trying to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. We all know Arnold's quality. We all know what Arnold does with the ball. Arnold from right back, yes, he might not be the best defensively, but you don't joke with Arnold balls. You don't joke with those pull-outs. You don't joke with those Arnold Mohamed Salah. So to me, I think the signing of Frimpong to replace Arnold was also not a good one. It was a terrible. Frimpong is more of a fullback, if I'm to say, rather than a right back. He's a fullback. He's somebody that plays all very well when they're playing at the back. Okay, because now you get running, you get creating as you get scoring goals. So I think Liverpool business were really, but I'm not surprised about the losses at all because they were winning games in the dying moment. I think I made my mind up about Liverpool against Newcastle. I remember Newcastle took a first half red card. If you watch the second half of that game, you won't believe which team had a red card. Newcastle were all over Liverpool, same as Bournemouth, same as what we call now. They just find ways. They find ways in the first 8-7 matches they played of the season. But in the last 3 games, they've not been able to it's the lack of end product, the lack of ability to dominate the football game has shown, and they've been exposed totally by Chelsea, by what we call Chelsea, by Galatasaray, and of course by Crystal Palace. So it's 3 defeats. And I know they'll win their next game since against Manchester United. But that
Hey God.
but that is
Just imagine.
I'm not surprised at all that Liverpool
Well, I think you guys have said that if we remain on this topic, we will not be able to talk about other games. Honestly, I think we've spent over 15 minutes talking about Liverpool and Chelsea already, because there's a lot to talk about, and I think we are going to move this topic to Balls of Fire on Saturday and see how we could do justice to it. But let's talk about Arsenal. It has become a familiar trend now. Arsenal topping the topping the table, the Premier League table early, and before you know it, they will struggle down to, or rather, top the table down to 3 weeks to go, maybe 3 or 4 games to go, and they don't still. But I remember the principal team called them the Bottle FC. I remember you were the one that gave them that name, the Bottle FC. But seeing them topping this table now, do you think it's something that they can hold on to the end of this season, considering the fact that probably the Liverpool and the likes of Man City, they are not at their very best right now? Do you think though it's too early to talk about that, because we still have transfer window, that January transfer window, that teams will also fortify their clubs will also fortify their team. So let me start with you, the principal team, before I go over to Walter. Let me give him a breather. So, Victor, what do you think? Do you think Arteta will do this time?
Will he do it this time? That I cannot say. Does he have to do it more? He has to do it. It's a case of this is
But sorry to cut you short, the principal thing. Sorry to cut you short. But you know that Arsenal is becoming more like a force now, because if you see their games, you know that okay, it's convincing. Honestly, you know okay, they can win. You understand? You see their games, you see what they produce. You can believe in Arsenal's project right now. Don't you think this might be the right time for them?
The truth is, right now, Arsenal is one of the teams that you do not want to face right now in Europe. It's just that they've been unfortunate with the injury of Martin Odegaard. I mean, with Odegaard in that team, you can see that Arsenal is a team that is so unplayable. You look from their defense to the midfield to the attack. It's filled with creativity, it's filled with passion, and you look at the way they've been playing this season. You see the intentionality, but at the same time, I think Arsenal fans, of course, this season, Arteta has to win the league. First of all, I need to say that. Now, if Arteta doesn't win the league, I've said this over and over again to a lot of people. If Arteta does not win the Premier League, I would go to England myself and I would sack him, because there is no other excuse for Mikel Arteta anymore. He has to win the league. But the question now becomes, how will he win the league? It is simple. It is basic. Mikel Arteta should go one game at a time. The problem with managers is they always think of, oh, I have a Champions League game coming up against Madrid. Because of that Champions League game that is coming up on Wednesday, I'm playing Brentford this Saturday. Let me rotate the squad. Play a team B against Brentford, so that against Madrid, I will use a stronger team. You don't do that. Yes, there is a place for rotation, but you rotating as much as 7 to 8 players because you want to play Real Madrid, it's going to affect you, because right now what we are seeing in the Premier League this season is not child's play, right? And I think that is one thing Mikel Arteta needs to avoid this season. If eventually he's going to think in that line, even if he wants to rotate his squad, he has to try to think about it in a way like he has to just go one game at a time. Now, why am I saying this? Because last season we saw the way Liverpool won the league. It started like this. At the start of the season, Liverpool were winning games gradually, and everybody was like, nah, it's just a fluke. The season is just starting. Liverpool will drop points. Eventually, Liverpool did not drop points, because on a slot, you look at the team, it did not do a lot of rotation, right? The squad was compact. And in as much as once in a while fatigue will kick in, but Arne Slot managed that team, ensuring that bond was there. He did not break the chemistry by doing a lot of rotation, and he took every game very, very important, even down to the Carabao Cup games. He took every game important. So I think that is one thing Arteta needs to do. He has to go one game at a time. Do not see any game as being less important, even cup games. Because one thing that would save Arteta is this: if he doesn't win the Premier League this season and he manages to lay his hand on a different trophy, either the FA Cup or the Champions League, then he's saved. But if he does not win the Premier League and he does not lay his hand on any other trophy, He's definitely going to get sacked. He's definitely going to leave. And it would be so much easier for the new manager that would come in, because Arteta has built a fantastic squad, and it is only fair that with this squad he has built, he should win something with them. But it's a different thing entirely. Now, do I trust us now to go all the way with all of these things I've said? I mean, we've seen them over the past 2 seasons, start so brilliantly, and then towards the closing stage of the season they begin to fade out. That has been due to the fact that Arsenal did not have squad depth over the past 2 seasons. But now this season, they have squad depth. I mean, Arsenal have players that can compete in every position, at least a minimum of two. We also complain about the fact that they did not have a number 9. Now they have a number 9, who I think so far so good. Victor Gyökeres is doing his best, right? He's still eventually going to get better. So Arsenal have everything right now in their favor. Arsenal have everything going the way it should. But then now becomes the question of, do they have the mindset, the champions mindset, the champions mentality to hold on, to fight through, to push through? It's a good thing that they've brought in some Spanish boys, Zubimendi, Moreno and co. I mean, these guys have won things, in their career, so they know what it feels like to win trophies. Maybe that can serve as a booster, for the Arsenal dressing room.
All right, the principal thing. I think, yeah, I think that's a very good point you just made there. But let me go back to what. But what I wanted to tie this together and to try to wrap up, because we're running out of time. I will not be able to talk about Manchester United because both of you are Manchester United fans. But it's good. At least you guys won, so no need to talk about it. You won, eh? So good luck to you, and you can enjoy your coffee. But let's talk about.
Wait. I don't understand. Why are you? When you say we won, people are trying to undermine us.
Because winning is now becomes a taboo in Old Trafford. So that's why I'm saying that you guys won, so it's good. You guys won. You understand?
You know what? I will just leave this year. I will just leave this year and tell you that after that game against Liverpool. After that game against Liverpool, I think people have to write an apology to Man United.
Okay, no problem. Water, please. I want to hear your thoughts on Arsenal shortly, maybe in 1 minute. In 1 minute, then we can now go over to the under 20. You will recall that we drew 1-1 with Colombia, and of course, I think the 4 representatives in Africa, Egypt have dropped, so we'll have South Africa, we'll have Nigeria, and we'll also have Morocco that have qualified to the next stage. So please, quickly, I just want you to tie this together. Maybe your thoughts on the Liverpool and the Arsenal game quickly. Then you talk about the under 20. Then we can wrap up quickly.
Arsenal, they broke they out the one who problem every football observer noticed of last year and upper season. They finished second in 3 seasons consecutively, and I think I have this feeling that this might be that, especially when you look at how Liverpool have started the season. We know Manchester City, they will beat anybody that they can beat, and they will beat anybody that they can beat. I think Arsenal, among the 3 teams that will compete for the Premier League this season, I think Arsenal are the most consistent, and they have what it takes now. The game that really impressed me for Arsenal this season is the Newcastle game. I'm not going to lie to you. They had not scored in 3 consecutive visits to St. James Park. In 3 seasons in a row, they haven't scored at St. James Park. And they came back from behind to win that game 2-1. That shows that they are mature. That shows that they are ready to compete. So I think Arteta did a good job. And Odegaard injury, of course, low for the football club. But I think have got their heart to go all out to push for the title this season.
Okay, the under 20, please. In 1 minute, please. 1 minute, because already they are telling me to leave the studio. 1 minute. What do you think? Will Nigeria go through the? Because we are playing. Nigeria is playing or Argentina. So do you think? And it's a very tough. I think it's a very tough. This thing. Do you think Nigeria is going to go through? It's just yes or no, please, because we don't have time.
They have not shown enough at the tournament so far. The under 20, Nigeria under 20, we haven't shown enough to suggest that they can beat Argentina.
So it's a 50-50 thing. So it's a 50-50 thing.
You said?
So it's a 50-50 chance. We might not go. We might qualify.
Yes, yes.
Okay, the principal, what about you? Is it still the same thing, 50-50 chance? We'll go or will not go?
Yes, 50-50 chance. We might qualify, we might not qualify because Argentina are a very good side at the tournament so far.
Okay, the principal thing, do you think we are going to qualify or not?
Yeah. Well, with what I've seen, I think it's still a 50-50 thing because I think Coach Ali Zuberi might just go there and defend all through and score one goal and win, or you might choose to attack and will concede a lot of goals and lose, or it might be a very open game. But because of time, I would not do much analysis.
All right,
but,
I believe on Wednesday we'll talk more on that.
but
Hopefully, we'll
it's
talk.
50-50.
All right.
Yeah, it is 50-50.
I think we'll talk more on that on Wednesday. Hopefully, I'm going to bring you guys back again on Wednesday. Then we're going to talk about this Man U team. Don't worry, you guys, you just escape because we don't have time today. No wahala. I want to thank you very much indeed for coming on for this show this morning. Thank you, the principal team, and also Walter Odige. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
It's always a pleasure.
Okay, that's the start of our show this morning. You can connect with us in all social media platforms on YouTube at Politics and Business Television.English, on Facebook at Politics and Business TV.English, on IG, that is Instagram, at pmb.tv_English, on X at pmbtv_English. I'm Abel Sunday. From me and the entire team right in Abuja.